Hello and welcome back to the Financial Freedom Show. This week we're going to review my portfolio performance so far. This week we're also going to take a look at my dividend payments from JEPI, and we are also going to review the dividend snowball effect and my plans going forward for this portfolio. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. As you can see, my portfolio has stayed about the same. I've added more to SCHD. I believe that is going to pay out a dividend on the 15th, and that amount is estimated to be about $110. And then JEPI has recently paid me $229 in dividends. That is a huge payment, and that's going to help add to my SCHD position, which I've already added in monthly. Hopefully this continues to be around the 200 range. That's going to greatly assist me in adding to my SCHD position. As you can see, that dividend payment has brought my total dividends overall in this portfolio earned to over $1,000. It's at $1,045.63. That makes me extremely happy, and it feels accomplishing to reach that goal of $1,000 in dividends earned in this portfolio. The next milestone that I have set for this portfolio is 5,000, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully the next target is 10,000. We should be able to reach 5,000 by the end of next year, hopefully, in this portfolio. That is my goal. So hopefully we will reach that. The overall return here says 21%, but that is a money-weighted return. If you want to get the actual return of this portfolio so far, you would have to divide the net cash flow by the current value. The net cash flow is the amount that I've added to this portfolio so far, 33,955 divided by 35,972, and that gives us about a 5.55% rate of return so far overall in this portfolio, which is really good considering that the S&P 500 is down this year, so we are beating the S&P overall in this portfolio. So we will see how long that continues. I don't expect it to perform better than the S&P 500 all the time. I feel like it'll go in cycles where this portfolio will outperform and then the S&P will outperform. It just depends on which way the market's going. If we take a look at the activity recently and then go to activity type dividends, we're able to see that on December 6th, I was paid $229.14 from JEPI, and I reinvested that instantly back into SCHD. And then on November 4th, we received a payment from JEPI of about $125.84, and that was also reinvested into SCHD. You can see that I had previously received dividends from Stag Industrial, Starbucks, Fiji, other companies that I used to own, but I have since consolidated it all into JEPI and SCHD. I am going to only hold those two for the time being. I think that is pretty much all that my portfolio needs going forward. I don't want to spread too thin between different funds, so I do believe that this will help maximize my dividend rate of return as well as my overall value performance. So today we're going to go over the dividend snowball effect, what my goals are for building my wealth through dividend investing, and how that's going to play out over the next 20 years, and so on. So we will use this calculator to show how the dividend snowball effect works. Let's just say for current purposes that SCHD is $72 per share. and that we own, let's just say, 150 shares. So if we calculate that, that's about a $10,800 investment. Let's say that we hold that for 30 years. My time frame for investing is extremely long. I'm basically saving up for retirement, which is 30 plus years in the future. Let's say that the expected dividend yield is about 2.8%, and that the distribution is quarterly because SCHD pays quarterly. The annual contribution, let's just say that I add an extra 10,000 into SCHD every year, and my dividend tax rate, let's just say, for this example, let's just say 0 because we're just trying to see how much overall we get. Let's say the expected annual dividend increase is about 5%. And the annual share price increase, let's just say the average of the market, 7%. And we'll say with DRIP, which means dividend reinvestment. That's basically how the snowball effect works. Every dividend that you get, you reinvest it directly back into that stock. So let's calculate my returns. And what you'll see here is really crazy. If you added $10,000 over 30 years to SCHD and it returned an average of 7% each year, and that the dividend yielded an increase of 5% each year, your total end balance after 30 years would be $4,456,000. That is insane. Your total return is 1,334%, and your total dividend payment over that course of owning that would be $2.4 million. Your yield on cost, which is basically what your dividend yield is for how much you paid for that stock, would be 182%. And basically, you can just see how each year it increases exponentially. Your total number of shares at the end would be 7,200, and that would be a total of $4 million. So I actually believe that I can outdo this. Let's just say that my total investment amount is 10,000 originally. I hold it for, let's just say, 40 years, and that I will be about 64 at that point. My annual contribution, let's just say that I bump this up to $25,000 a year. Let's just say my tax rate is 0 still. Let's say the annual dividend increase is 5%. Same thing, and calculate my returns. And as you can see, in 40 years, if you had 0 tax rate and you held it for 40 years, you would have roughly, and this is just an estimate, it could be higher and it could be lower, but anything near that would be just unimaginable. So your total balance would be $89,500,000, which is crazy. Your yield on cost would be 1,896%, and your average annual return would be 219%. As you can see, your total increases exponentially again. Without DRIP, your total would be 84 million, and with DRIP, your total would be 89 million. Now let's just say that you had to pay a 30% tax rate on the dividends, and we calculate your returns. That's going to greatly decrease the amount you're earning, but it's still a really high amount at $38 million over the course of 40 years. And your yield on cost decreases to 810%, but that is still a ridiculous increase in value over time. So that is the power of the dividend snowball effect. I look forward to using that in my own portfolio, and hopefully that will play out over the long term. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the coming months with my dividends, and I will continue to keep you posted on everything that's going on. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to get this earned dividend amount up to 5,000. That's my goal for the end of next year. And I will continue to grow this portfolio. Let me know in the comments what you think down below, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.